Chess Clinic. Dr. ChessRob is here. In the last two chapters, we talked about the intro of the Sicilian, dissecting it, and we tried to understand what's going on in the Najdorf as well. This time, we're going to try to cure the disease of dragon. Let's see what's going on. After e4, c5, knight f3, d6, d4 takes, knight f6, knight c3. a6 will lead to the Najdorf position. Pawn to g6 will lead to the dragon setup. Bishop to e3. Again, this idea will happen a lot. It's as in medicine, there are conditions where you just give steroids. The conditions where you give, NSAIDs, for example, and the spectrum is actually very big. So the spectrum of playing queen d2, long castle, f3, and then pushing the pawns, doing the Yugoslav attack is actually very, very big. You will see this lots of times with small differentiations. That's it. After bishop e3, bishop to g7, we're going to play f3 first, because after queen d2, black can play the move knight g4. But it's important to understand why people play dragon. What's the idea? So one thing that we need to avoid is knight g4. Cannot allow that, play f3. Don't move this bishop because the bishop will jump to c4. And the next thing that is very important to understand is the move d5. Even though black played the move d6 for now, later they can play d5. And we need to try to avoid it. We need to try to prevent it as much as possible. So we'll do the move f3. If black goes knight c6, queen d2, bishop d7, and they don't do a short castle, we still continue our game. Do this, rook c8, pawn g4, a6, h4, b5, h5. Just continue the attack, even if his king is not here, because you can open up the h file and eventually get him. In some rare scenarios, we can even do h6. This bishop goes back, and this rook will never get out. The bishop will not get out. The king will stay in the center. White's position is still much, much better. If you see that the game is close like this, do not hesitate. Try to reopen it. Again, understand the aura of the game. That's very important. Don't memorize it step by step. It's impossible. Aura. We need to open up the game. That's the most important thing. So if black plays the move short castle over here, we do queen d2. Yugoslav attack, knight c6, long castle. Whenever your opponent plays the move e5, be happy. Say, thank you so much. You're going to give me the d5 square. You're going to leave your pawn very weak, and your bishop is closed. Great job. Thanks. You helped me a lot. I couldn't help myself with just one move. You did it. After e5, you just play knight b5, knight e8, long castle, and you will win the pawn. This bishop is bad. Even if you will not win anything, strategically, you're winning. So, knight c6, we do long castle or bishop c4. I like the bishop c4 as a move. Long castle is possible. So there is like a psychological moment here. Lots of players hesitate to play the move d5 because they already played d6. So if they do bishop d7, then g4, rook c8, h4, a6, h5, and then at some point we will do bishop h6, or first like king b1, just in case to get out of this rook's x-ray, then b5, knight d5, takes, and at some point you will do bishop h6, or you will capture and then play queen h2 to attack the pawn. Sure, you can win. But the issue is that instead of bishop to d7, black can play the move d5. And this can start our migraine of the dragon. I hate this position, honestly. It's not bad for white, but I don't like to play this way because I want to do my usual anti-dragon attack. So after d5, captures, everything seems so good for white. Knight takes. We're winning a pawn. Now we're going to exchange the queens because we did a double attack. What can he do? And your opponent knows it. He's like, okay, I'm anti-dragon medication resistant. Queen c7. And the problem is that the files are opened. This bishop will get to e6 or f5 attack. The other bishop is a monster already. The bishop on g7 is very strong. So queen a8, bishop f5, double attack because it's a checkmate and the queen at the same time. Our only hope is this, king f8. But now it's very easy to lose. Pawn c3, bishop c3. Game is over. If takes, queen c3 is a check. Okay, I'm just going to show it. If we play bishop d3, since everything is cool, we're going to exchange, then queen e5. Double attack. Queen takes, bishop takes, and then queen checks. Here, some bishop h6. Do you want this? No. The Stockfish says that this is much better for. Of course, we can try bishop d4, which is the main line of the theory. e5, bishop c5, attack the rook. And now black's best move is bishop e6. They can sacrifice it. The position is absolutely fine for black because of two strong bishops. And then bishop h6 is a threat. We go king b1, then rook b8, pawn e4. We don't want any of that. That's why, if you don't want to get into this psychological warfare against your opponent, just play bishop c4 right now. I know you will lose time, but this can be much more interesting. Bishop d7, just bishop b3. Now d5 is bad, nearly impossible. Rook c8, do long castle, and then do the pawn store. And there is a very interesting, unique way to do that, which was played a lot by Anatoly Karpov. He won a very famous game against Viktor Korchnoi. The game was with the move 95, but the plan is the same. So instead of playing g4 in this position, you play h4 first, and after 95, you do h5, sacrificing the pawn. If he takes with the pawn, that's very bad. So he takes with the knight, and then you do g4. Here, bishop h6. What we did, why we did a sacrifice of the pawn? So we spent we sacrificed the pawn, but we got two very important tempos, and also the rook is opened. Captures, you just capture back. It's going to be a checkmate in next 5 moves. Two players who are equal to each other, let's say 1500 versus 1500, are going to play this one. I think like 99% of the games will be winning as white. Doesn't matter if the Stockfish says it's like +2 or +0.5. It's extremely tough to play as black. Just flip the board for a moment and look at the position. Will you try this for just one tiny pawn? No. So next move, I'm going to try knight d5 to get the defender, or if e6, g5, knight h5, rook h5, again, very typical way, and then rook h1. So I'm going to attack and then capture the h5 pawn, try to checkmate. It's very tough for black. The problem is that even if it's not a checkmate, the attack continues, like captures with the check here, f4, f5. In some positions, knight f5, sacrificing it, queen g7 is a checkmate, or even beautiful queen h8, knight h8, rook h8, takes queen f7. And this bishop is helpful. In some positions, it's going to be very, very helpful because it will attack on the diagonal, also can, pin some of the pawns and help for the checkmate. So whenever you see the dragon and the pawn is already on d6, be happy, because it's going to be harder for black to do d5, but still, it's possible. So we wanted a Yugoslav attack. We want to do everything for that, but we want to avoid the d5 move. That's why after bringing our pieces out, don't forget about knight g4, don't forget. And also, forgot to mention, never capture. Like, this is very obvious in the dragon. It's like a big no, never, 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 never capture on c6. You will open up the b file. The queen goes here, the bishop, especially if you will do long castle. So don't do it. And then you do long castle. If they play e5 anywhere, be very happy. Otherwise, bishop c4 to not allow the move d5, and then g4, h4, h5, or immediate h4, h5 after a standard development. Here, this, and then h4. The Karpov's plan in order to open up the game by sacrificing them. Again, memorize the aura and the emotions. Step by step can be important for some scenarios, but if you will play lots of games, will understand the setup, some complications, some move order adjustments will always be there. Just memorize the main plan. No knight g4, no d5, long castle Yugoslav attack. Whenever he plays e5, be very happy and just push, do the pawn store. Even if something will go a bit wrong, still pawn store. So this was the diagnosis for the dragon, and we got the medication or the vaccine against it. So now we can prevent the dragon variation. So, okay, stay healthy. Check the next videos, subscribe, like, and comment, and I'll see you in subsequent chapters. Have a nice day.